Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram, or YouTube itself. What up, world? And before I jump into my review, man, I want to let everybody know, man, whether you watch me on the regular or not, I got a podcast coming within the next few days. Uh, if you want to keep up with anything podcast related, man, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, search Rec League Podcast. Yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you come back, man. But I literally just finished watching The Equalizer 2. It stars Denzel Washington, Melissa Leo, Pedro Pascal, Bill Pullman, Ashton Sanders, Sakina Jaffrey, and it is directed by Antoine Fuqua. If you're unfamiliar with Antoine Fuqua's work, just look behind me, man. The Replacement Killers, Bait, Training Day, Tears of the Sun, King Arthur, Shooter, Brooklyn's Finest, Olympus Has Fallen, The Equalizer, the first one, Southpaw, The Magnificent Seven remake, and The Equalizer 2, man. Man, so you got Robert McCall played by Denzel Washington. It doesn't really establish how long after the first movie this one takes place. There's one reference to the first movie that, depending on how fast he does a certain task, yeah, I mean, I don't know. They reference something that he was doing in the first movie, and um, an event happens. I mean, we see what he's been up to, and then something goes down, and he gets brought into the mix of a lot of chaos. I don't even want to specify what it is. I enjoyed this one, man. Like, I really like the first Equalizer movie. I think it's one of the dopest action movies of the past few years, aside from that very final fight. Like, he was in the hardware store and he whooped up on the Russian gangsters, but then the final confrontation between Denzel and Martin Koskis wasn't necessarily as big of a payoff as I wanted, but I really enjoyed the first one. And this one is, I like how, I don't know, like I like the story structure, man, because you see what he's doing. He lives in the same crib. Like, I realized where this movie takes place, because where the series takes place, because of this one. Um, he interacts with Ashton Sanders, who's a kid in the neighborhood. He tries to put him on the straight and narrow. Does a little scared straight routine at one point. You know, his government connections, Melissa Leo, Bill Pullman, he still interacts with them. You get a little bit of backstory about who he was before the first movie, and that was cool. I mean, it's Denzel, man. Denzel is a badass, man. Like, he has to look like he's the older dude, like the Liam Neeson Taken, Keanu Reeves John Wick style action hero, because that's what's been hot since the first Taken movie. Then once he gets pulled into the actual chaos, I mean, it's lights out, man. It's curtains for anybody in his crosshairs. And there's points where it kind of slows down a little, but it's like establishing either his backstory or laying groundwork for future scenes in the movie. The main thing I didn't like about this movie is that the plot twist was clear as day. The plot twist was obvious about 25 minutes into the movie. If you've seen the trailers, I mean, you know what he's fighting for. Like, while he was doing a public service in the first movie, this one is more personal. His goal is more personal. His fight is more personal. The fight scenes are dope. Like I said, Denzel is a badass, man. There is some real dope camera work in this movie. There's one scene in particular where the camera just does like this 360, and I don't know, it was just real dope. Like, I really don't notice technical aspects like that, but that time I did. Um, like, the final battle was actually a little doper than like the Martin Koskis one in the first movie, and like I said, because it was more personal. Like, it's an enjoyable sequel. Oh, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, overall, I like the first one better, but this one is a very worthy sequel, a very dope sequel. If they could spin a good third movie, I would like to see Equalizer 3. And this is Denzel's first sequel. So who knows if he does two? Why wouldn't he do three? but hopefully it comes before 2022, man, because the first one was 4 years ago. I don't want to wait 4 more years for a third one, but I mean, Denzel is always going to be somebody that you watch no matter what he's in. With all that being said, man, in my opinion, I will say that the Equalizer 2 is dope. Have you seen the Equalizer 2? What did you think about it, man? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. Uh, as far as Antoine Fuqua's filmography, I've recently ran through his whole filmography. I watched The Replacement Killers at some point last year. So I started with Bait and I finished with Equalizer 2. I would say Equalizer 2 falls like right in the middle of the pack, either maybe right after the first Equalizer or maybe right after Brooklyn's Finest Magnificent Seven. I'm not sure. Um, I've recently posted reviews for Hotel Transylvania 3, Skyscraper, Ant-Man and the Wasp, The First Purge. Next weekend, like I said, I want to see the Teen Titans cartoon. I want to see Mission Impossible. The weekend after that, we're in August. Christopher Robin comes out. I know that's good. I'm gonna see that. If my wife wants to watch The Spy Who Dumped Me, I might go see that if she wants to. Um, like I said, man, stay tuned for that podcast, man. That thing is coming on a different channel though. So like, subscribe, comment, find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.